The only one that's PG.
All right, welcome to the Board of Adjustments. We're ready to get started. First, roll call of members. My name is Brad Walker, Chairman. Mr. Jim Cecil is not here. Ms. Kathy Desdier, Vice Chairman.
Present.
Mr. Bill Lee.
Present.
Mr. Mike Bro.
Present.
And Mr. Willie Robinson, not present. All right. At this time, I'd like to open up for public comment period. If you're here to have anything to say for or against the Board of Adjustments, please come forward. If you're here for something that's a variance, an agenda item tonight, please wait, and a public comment period will be held for each agenda item. Anybody like to come forward? Okay, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes? Oh, sorry.
I got one.
Okay.
The Lakes of Sanama,
Okay.
we had a posting for a public hearing tonight in one of the sites,
Okay.
and what we were faced with there was,
Is this one of the agenda items, sir?
yes, sir, first agenda.
Let's wait for the agenda item first.
Okay.
This is just a generic public comment period. We'll call each person up for each item. All right. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of the April 23rd meeting?
We weren't there.
I move we accept the minutes of the April 23rd meeting.
I'll second. But
Okay. All right, got a motion by Ms. Kathy Desir, second by Mr. Billy to accept the minutes of the April 23rd meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion to accept the written decisions of the April 23rd, 2013 meeting.
So moved.
Second. Second.
Motion by Ms. Kathy Desir to accept, second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then I need a motion to accept the minutes of the May 28th, 2013 meeting.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay.
Since I wasn't here.
Yeah, I think it was just us telling everybody that we didn't have a quorum.
Right.
All right. I got a motion to accept the minutes of the May 28th, 2013 meeting by Mr. Bill Lee, second by Ms. Kathy Desir. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're going to the first public hearing for the first variance. Zoning review ID 2312.13, lot 106 for the lakes at Sanama. Second filing for Kenneth Barras, located on the south side of Sycamore Bend, approximately 600 feet west of Oak Bend Avenue. Is somebody here to represent this variance? Please come forward and tell us what you're trying to do with this variance.
Good evening. I'm here to, first of all, thank you for letting me come in person to explain my unique situation at the Lakes of Sanama. I'm looking to be granted a hardship variance because the shed that I built, not knowing that I had to be 5 foot from my neighbor's fence, 5 foot, I'm only 2.5 foot from it. I have a lot approximately 160 by 185 foot deep. Got a 2,400 square foot house on it. My wife probably main hobby is gardening. I love her plants, planting flowers and whatnot. If you come to the house, you see 868 plants in the front, the side, and the backyards around the house. We have a 33,000 gallon swimming pool in our backyard. Between the house and the backyard, the pool in the backyard, that eats up roughly 85% of the yard. The pool is approximately 18 by 36 feet, shaped in a kidney pool. It's there to be enjoyed by ourselves, our little oasis away from work and the stress and strains of everyday life. Around the pool, there's quite a good bit of landscaping, as you can see in the sketch that I submitted when I submitted the paperwork for the variance. Anybody who comes to the house knows that I love to cook. I cook from anywhere from one person to 1,001 people. I've got many jambalaya pots, boiling pots, barbecue pits, things of that nature, all kind of equipment. I need a place to put it all safely. We've got 7 kids and their spouses, 7 grandchildren, hopefully 2 more grandchildren coming in the next year or so. 7 siblings and their spouses, along with their nieces and nephews, along with a lot of adopted grandchildren, friends in the neighborhood. We love to entertain. We both come from large families, both raised out in the country. This is what we do. We relax, we enjoy it. God's blessed us that we're able to have the time, the ability, and the talent to be able to take care of our family and our friends. I really wish I had more land, then I wouldn't be here tonight asking you for an additional 2.5-foot variance for my building that's there. When we built the house, we were told the contractors at the time were going to put up a shed. We asked them to wait to put the building up so that we could put the pool in, landscape it, and then see what we had. By the time we did that, all I had left was approximately 15 by 18 feet on the side of my house, next to the fence. With all the barbecue pits, all the equipment that I have, my other hobby of golf, my 2 sets of golf clubs, along with bikes and everything else that we have, jamming it all into our garage that we use for entertainment wasn't practical, wasn't safe, definitely wasn't efficient. I really wish I could have put a 2-story shed up to be able to put the stuff that I have. All I could put was a 12 by 12 shed, 144 square foot. My friends in the country who have sheds told me that as long as it's not less than 200 square foot, didn't have to come before getting a permit or anything. Weren't going to be putting in anything especially big, ugly, or anything like that. They said as long as I was 2.5 foot from the fence, nobody in the neighborhood, close friends, next door neighbors objecting to it, I was all right. I was wrong. I need to be 5 foot. I am 2.5 foot closer than I need to be. I'm asking for this variance simply for the reason that with all the pots, pans, cooking utensils, knives, and everything else that I have, all of the golf clubs, all of the gardening equipment that we have, lawnmowers and everything else, to put them in our garage, to go ahead and have 9-month-old twins, a 3-year-old granddaughter, 2-year-old grandson run around playing in there, it's definitely not safe, definitely not practical. I need a place to put it. The reason I built the shed. It's under lock and key where nobody can get to it unless I'm the one there, opening it up. Our first 3 presidents of the United States built this country on freedom, the use of freedom. Freedom to use our land as we wish. I'm simply asking for the right to use my freedom, my little piece of land, to be able to enjoy our little 160 by 185 lot in the lakes at Santa Monica.
Okay.
All right?
Any questions?
Yeah, my paperwork says that where you now live is zoned rural instead of medium intensity residential.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The paperwork we have says that where you live now is a rural zoning as opposed to medium intensity, so that you really need to be 10 foot from that fence instead of 5 foot. Lance,
Okay.
is that out?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
That's correct. So you're really 7.5 feet out rather
Okay.
than
I was misinformed again.
2.5.
Okay.
So I got a question for Lance. When did the zoning change on this man from?
When did it?
Yeah, I'm
I would
trying to
say-
decide whether he built the shed before or after the.
I would say roughly probably 2007, 2006.
And when did you build the shed?
Approximately 3 months or so ago.
3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't contact anyone at the parish? You just went on what friends had told you?
That's correct.
Okay. And did you talk to anybody at your subdivision?
No, ma'am. The neighbors, and told them that I was doing it,
Okay.
and they had no objection.
Okay.
And the 2.5 feet you're from the fence, is that including the overhang or excluding your overhang?
That's including the overhang from the drip line.
And how far off the ground is the shed?
Approximately a foot off the ground.
Yeah, I don't know what that drawing is. Seen that.
I was asking.
It was built off the ground because our pool pipes are running underneath that area where the shed is.
Well, the reason I was asking that, because there's a picture.
We just have a
It
couple of
looks like-
drawings that look like it's pretty high.
Yeah, it looks like that it
Those were
comes
sketches.
way, no.
Yeah.
No, the photograph looks like it's,
Is this your shed?
That's the shed, yeah.
How
It's
tall is
approximately.
the shed?
The walls are 8 foot tall, and the ceiling, it's a 12 by 6 pitch, so it's probably, roof line might be 12, 13 feet.
Still lower than the house.
Okay.
one reason for the side setback requirement is that we need to have some access for emergency vehicles in case there's the fire ambulance needs to get back there, which is one reason we try to enforce the 5 foot or the 10 foot side setbacks.
Now, your shed is not on the driveway side, it's on the other side, correct?
That is correct, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
How close is that other shed on the other side of that fence?
Yeah,
To
Darren
the fence.
Babins.
I'm not sure that it's 10 foot, to be honest. I would think more than 5 foot. I would have to ask Darren Boudreaux that question.
Yeah. It may predate the zoning change.
Yeah, but I'm counting 5 of them. One looks like it's on the line. Well, actually, it looks like the shed's actually on the line if the lines are right on the GPS.
Oh, right over here?
Yeah. There's 2 on the line. One off a foot, but then another one over here that looks like further one over here. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, have a seat, and we're going to open it up public comment period.
Thank you, sir.
All right, now's the time. If anybody would like to come speak for or against this variance, please come forward and sign in, and you'll get 3 minutes. You can all come sign in, and she'll call your name when it's time. Please state your name and tell us whether you support it or not.
I'm for Mr. Kenny to have the shed remain. My name is Larry Roach. I'm the neighbor on the right side. I've spoken to Mr. Darren, the neighbor on his left side, and he told me that he did not have any issue with the shed overhanging by the fence line. I can share with you that Mr. Kenny used the best material available. He went so far as to match siding on his home, did not deviate from roofing material. I believe it can withstand hurricane strength. And I don't see where it detracts from the neighborhood as far as any kind of way, shape, or form material or looks of any kind. I just want to make that comment. And he's
How
a very
close
good
is? How big
neighbor.
is your shed?
My shed, I'm going to say it's a 12 by 12.
Okay. How close is yours to the fence?
Mine is in the back, built with the home, not attached.
Yeah, clear.
Bought it as is.
Oh, so you bought the house after it
With
was
the shed, I
built?
did not have one
Okay.
built.
How far is your shed off the fence? Do you know?
Looks like it's close.
I would guess 6 feet, I'm not sure.
It's about the same. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Murphy Langclose, And I was made aware actually of the shed being built once it had started the building from some neighbors on the street on that side. I don't actually go on that side of the neighborhood. I live on the corner from that house, and what they're speaking to is actually we have restrictions, and it's never an issue unless another neighbor doesn't really approve of it or ask the question, well, has the shed that's going up been approved? And the question is, what shed? First of all, the reason the question was raised, it's a temporary building. The restriction requires for a permanent building. One of the goals that the board for the Homeowners Association, and everyone knows the restriction requirements, is to assist our neighbors to eliminate from having these things after the fact. We ask that they provide the board with the actual specs and location. We always ask that they reach out and consult with the actual local building codes. Once we went to the neighbor, we found out electricity was being ran to the building. They made no attempt to get a building permit prior to building this shed. When the neighborhood was actually built, I think the zoning was actually 5 feet from the actual property line, 10 feet total, which is divided between the two houses. This shed here, actually, I was not aware till after the fact that it was in violations of the zoning code there. What I want to say is that if the effort would have been put forth to reach out correctly at the beginning, we could have eliminated this meeting here tonight. Also, I'll say that when we went there, it was made very clear to me the reason this temporary building was put up was because when they moved, they'd taken the building with them. They had no intentions of building or carting to the restrictions of the neighborhood, knowing that we heard the comment, the shingles are architectural shingles like the house. The siding is correct, but it's not in restrictions with the neighborhood as being a permanent building. I have a shed, and I want to show you pictures of all the houses on the south side of Sycamore Bend, with the exception of the lot that we're speaking of tonight. They're all back behind their home and up against the Daigle Road, and this is the only one that is up on the side of the house.
Okay.
That stands out.
Thank you, sir. You can submit those pictures if you'd like.
It shows on this.
I mean, we have a satellite view of it, and we can see the sheds.
Yeah.
And just to comment on the last one, homeowners association stuff is more of a civil matter. That's not for us.
That's the backyard view. I have a couple sets. You'll see they're all back to the back side of the fence, along the fence. And here's from the street view of Sycamore Bend, showing that they're all back behind the house, with the exception of the last picture in Kenneth, which is up on the side of the house. Basically, he just wanted to put it where he wanted to put it.
Okay.
So you have street view and you have back on Daigle Road view.
Street view.
I want to see his fence. Okay.
My name's Tina LeBlanc. I live 4 houses down across the street. I'm also the president of the HOA. To clarify, I have a copy of the plot plan that was signed for the 5-foot off the property line, dated in '04 for the whole subdivision. That's where the 5-foot comes from. With this temporary building off the property line, my concern as a homeowner, I don't want someone building 2.5 foot off my property. There's chances of hurricanes. It's going to cause damage to my home. To state to the fact, he said he was unaware. We do have guidelines. We do have restrictions. They have to follow code. Has to be 5 foot off the property line. All the homeowners are aware of these restrictions and guidelines. He has submitted in the past to have temporary buildings put up and has been denied. Part of that form You have to include building permits, all of that. You have to go through the parish for all the codes, permits, etc., to make sure they are completely following all the rules. We've had other homeowners that have come, they've been denied because they didn't meet all the guidelines of the parish. So he is aware of this. I have the documentation where he was denied in the past. So it's not uncommon knowledge that you have to go through the parish and supply the permit and building codes. Make sure it's correct.
What is the homeowners association, or do y'all enforce this or attempt to
Yes,
enforce
ma'am.
it in
We
a
are.
civil manner?
Yes, ma'am, we are. But as a homeowner, I've come because this is just down the street from me.
Right.
I don't want my neighbors doing it on either side of me. I built a shed in my backyard after I bought into the subdivision. I'm there because of the restrictions. I built a 12 by 24, and it's brick. It's 10 foot off the property line. Also, the way they did it, they stated to us, to myself and Mr. Murphy, that they went the route they did to save $12,000 so they wouldn't have to get a licensed, permitted contractor to put it in the back on a slab. And there is room in the back to put it on.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? If you'd like to speak, please come up and sign in, and we'll call your name.
Good evening. I'm not going to take the whole 3 minutes. I just want to make a couple of comments.
Okay.
The word temporary is being used on a regular basis when they describe his shed. The shed is not temporary. While it's not on the ground, it is not temporary. How many houses do we have in this parish that are not on slabs? Do we call those temporary houses? It's not a permanent. The shed was built to be permanent. I am also a neighbor just down the street from him. I see the shed out in front of my house. I don't have a problem with it. That's just my opinion. I understand that. A couple of reasons on the setback. 10 foot. Are y'all certain that it's 10 foot now, or is it could it be?
Well, it is for
the
this zone, but if that was done back then and the plot says that, it's 5. So, but
So
all
it's
he's doing
grandfathered.
is if we're doing a variance, we do it to today's zoning rules.
I can
So,
tell you, you have the satellite pictures. There's plenty of sheds. I'm not saying that 2 wrongs make a right, but it does set a precedence. And quite frankly, I think, if 10 of the other houses in the neighborhood, we have 140-something homes in our neighborhood, I think one more is not going to hurt us. Pretty much all of his local neighbors are here to comment, and they're mostly here to comment that they don't have a problem with it.
And what was your name, sir?
Peyton Bickham.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm Trudy Ecker, and I live across the street, 3 houses down, 1 house closer to the president of the homeowners association. I have no concerns whatsoever about that shed. I've been in the shed. I've been in their backyard. There is no room for them to build it anyplace else. It's a very nice shed. It's a pretty shed, and I have no concerns of it being any type of danger for me, my house, my children. We've gone to their house plenty of times and had many wonderful evenings, days, weekends over there, and we are in full support of Kenny and Roxanne and their shed. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, closing public comment period. You got a question?
One comment to reinforce the applicant. I went on Google Earth today, and there were 7 cars in the driveway, and 4 outside, and 3 down the street. So when he says I don't know when he took the picture for Google Earth, but there were there's a lot of people.
All right. Do I hear a motion?
Irrelevant.
Well, my main concern here is the fact that I hate these, I'm going to do something and then ask for forgiveness later. That's my problem with this whole thing.
Well, I don't know if they're doing that.
How far off the house is the shed?
I don't know from the house.
I would have to guess 7 to 8 foot.
I don't think it's 7 or 8 foot from the house.
it's, on the
Looks like it's right next.
aerial shot, the shed is not clear. Where the house ends
there.
and the shed begins is not clear, because it's like within shadow. That's why.
It possibly might be 5.5 foot. My air conditioning unit that's next to the shed, I had to build it 2 to 2.5 foot away from that. And that's about a 2-foot air conditioning unit, and it's a good 2 foot. It's got to be at least 5-6 foot from the house. I didn't measure that.
Step one.
Oh, it looks like it's right on top of the house.
May I indulge in comments at this time?
I mean, just for discussion, I see 5 other sheds about the same position as the opposite side of the street, but just as close to the fence
Yeah.
in the neighborhood. That's just on his street. I don't see the other side of the street. I mean, from the photos here, all I see is fence from the outside. I see a roof.
On Ardagel.
I mean, on any of these that are submitted here.
Can't see them.
I mean,
Well,
I see a side
Most
view
of
on one
them
of the
All the
street.
other sheds are in
are
the rear.
further off.
Brad, what you seen in there.
You can tell that.
Those sheds are all the way back up against the fence in the backyard.
They're back, they're not in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Not in the front, and it looks like they are further off.
With the exception of one that's not back there.
As you can see, this one's got quite a bit of distance.
Yeah.
And so
Kathy?
is this one.
Kathy, how relevant is the access for emergency vehicles?
Well, I
You
mean,
ain't
they
gonna have no
can have
emergency vehicles on this
access
one.
on the other
You can go through the
side
house,
of the
you know.
house. But of course, his neighbor might mind if it's his house on fire and they can't have,
But there is at least 10-foot property setback, at least 10 foot on all houses.
Babin side.
Fire trucks 8 foot.
The other issue I realize the 2 people that would have a problem with it both don't have a problem with it. 2 people on left and right.
well, but the only problem with a lot of this is that, yes, we all should have a right to do what we want to do on our own land, but if your neighbor does something next door that devalues your land and your right of happiness, that's why subdivisions have to have restrictions and rules. Because if I put up a chicken farm next door to where people live, yeah, it's my own land and I should be able to do what I want. But ultimately, I'm going to be
I
not
understand that.
allowing you to enjoy your pool as much as you might.
I understand
Or-
that, but you're also in the zoning
Right.
of rural. So
Yeah,
how
exactly.
rural do you want it? Because when rural happens, you
Well,
get
yeah.
rural.
Yeah,
Which means
I
you can do what you
understand.
want with your backyard.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's why, yeah,
I mean, that's all. I mean, definition of rural is you got rural character. So rural character means you have some things in your yard that your neighbor may not like.
yeah.
And to clarify, the Babbitts that live next door to them don't have a problem. He couldn't come today because he had surgery, but he was here for the last meeting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody commented on that.
Yeah, we
Thank
heard
you.
that from,
And he doesn't have a problem with it.
Well, what I'm trying to explain is it can't get down to well, I like this neighbor, so we should enforce a rule. Because an HOA, if they don't enforce the rules, then all the rules are no longer valid. And so,
Of stuff that the neighbors don't like in the neighborhood that's going on, or things that are being built. Tina's shed is up right next to her house, not over by the fence. I mean, that could be in violation too.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We've closed public comment period. I have to cut y'all off now. Do I hear a motion or?
I have a question. How much of a hardship is it could you reduce the size of the shed? I mean, it looks like it's a pretty solid structure, but
It is, and as I said in my remarks, I wish I had one 3 or 4 times that size. I've had to.
don't say that.
Well, no, I can't. I don't have the land. I wish I had the land that I could do that with.
was there some reason you didn't put it where the trampoline is?
It's the same size land there as it is over on that side. Actually, where the trampoline is closer with the
To
way
the
the
fence?
pool is configured. An 8x8 shed wouldn't do me any good. 10 by 12 by 12 really is not big enough, as I said. And it's to safely store all of the equipment that my wife's hobbies and my hobbies are safely put away. We're not out there to cause any undue hardship to anybody there. We're not out there to build something that's ugly or anything of that nature. I'm asking that you allow me to keep the shed there within the necessary 10-foot, I understand, instead of the 5-foot. I did not realize that this was going to be an HOA hearing. Because as you
Well-
said, Mr. Walker, that is a civil matter, and that
Yeah.
will be attended to later.
Yeah, that's a civil matter. That's the only recourse they have is to go to court with their HOA
I
restrictions.
understand all that,
So,
but that's part of the issue of subdivisions. And I don't want to really get into a war of, because every subdivision that comes before us, and if people came and this was being asked before you ever built this.
I was told
Then-
that if I built a shed less than 200 square foot, I did not need
But-
any kind of okay from anyone.
No one in the parish told you that, and that's part of the problem. We've had other people come before us that have built things that we made them remove those things. And that's the problem. We're trying to make sure the public understands. Don't go by what anyone else tells you. You need to call planning and zoning so that people aren't before us with guest houses, sheds, garages, and all these things. We're just trying to make sure that people understand that you need to come and ask us first so that you do have permission and so that all this is addressed up front, not as an after fact.
okay. Do I hear a motion? Go ahead,
What?
Bill. You want to make a motion?
I move to deny the application.
Okay. Have a motion by Mr. Bill Lee, second.
And I'm going to second it because this building can be moved.
I have a motion to deny this variance and by Mr. Bill Lee, second by Ms. Kathy Desadier. All those in favor?
Um,
I'm sorry, but motion has been denied. All right, next zoning review ID, 2313.13, lot 124, Oaks on the Bluff subdivision. Second filing for Ivy Schemenevere Jr., located on north side of Oak Path Drive, approximately 200 feet west of Lake Path Drive. Anybody here to represent this variance, please come forward.
Good evening. And pronounce the name is Chenevier.
Schemenevere.
I know people kind of mess it up. No problem.
I'm lucky I didn't call it Chevrolet, so.
Yeah, I've been called that too. My name is Ivy Chenevier. lady in the back is my wife, Erica Chenevert. And I'm here today to try to get a variance on setback. I'm the owner of Lot 124 on Oaks on the Bluff. And my lot is 70 by 140, and it goes back on the right side 90 feet, then it 45s over. We have front load garages on this side of the street, and the front load garage is on the right-hand side of the property. I have a 3-car garage that I'm trying to squeeze on this property, and is giving my architect fits. Initially, I asked the neighborhood association before coming here for a 5-foot variance on the front. They said no, but what they would do was give me a 1 foot in the front and 2 foot in the back. Okay, so instead of my setback being 25 feet in the front, it'll be 24. And I said I could live with that. The problem with the setbacks is the garage. The first bay, it is so close to the front stoop. If you was to bag out of the garage, you will be a foot away from that front stoop. So I'm trying to push the garage down some and move the house back some to separate it some. Because I could just see one morning my wife pulling out and knock the whole front door down.
Not you. Not you, just her.
Yeah, just her.
Okay. Got a question for you.
Go ahead.
On the final plot plan that we have, I don't see it cut back in the back like what you have on your plan, like right here. This.
Yeah, it's a 45-degree angle right there. That's 90 feet back, and then it 45s over.
I know, but Lance, you looking at the plot plan? I don't see that on there.
Look at the little
Look at the one in
arrow
front.
thing.
You're looking at the Lakes at Santa Monica, it's the one that's in front of it. There's a map right before the big map. I'm sorry, Brad.
Oh, yes.
See it?
Why is that different than?
I don't know.
Different subdivision.
It's got the
Oh.
wrong subdivision.
All right. Now I'm more
Now,
clear.
There we go.
That was a little confusing.
Okay, so you're asking us for a 1 foot variance.
A 1 foot variance, and I'm not really sure about the 2 feet in the back. I'm not sure if the parish has to allow that, or that's something that the association can give me a yay on.
Yeah, we got to do the front. No, you might be on the back or not.
How far from the property line are you in the back?
6 feet.
The house is 6 foot from the property line?
This house is hugging the property line.
Well, I think
Is it
I think that's
5
still
No, it's
considered
going to be on the
side.
sideline. That's
Yeah,
going to be
it's
5
on-
feet on the side.
that's
It's
gonna
not
be
the rear. The
considered
rear,
side
he's
right
fine
here.
on the rear.
Okay.
So he's fine on the back. He just needs the
Yeah,
foot on the
just
front.
That's
on the
correct,
front.
yes.
Okay.
How close? Is there a variance for that other one that backs up his little 45? Do you know if there's a variance on that one next door?
Oh, the 123?
No, sir, I'm not aware of that.
120.
I know there was a variance given for the lot that's on the side of me, on the right side
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah, 120.
Yeah.
No, 122. This one. See how close that is back into the back? What's the back setback on here? 10?
No, it's going to be 20.
20.
I don't want like 20, but. What's the front?
Front's going to be 25.
There's a big difference between here to here. Here to here.
He's going to be 25 feet from the rear of the property.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 26.
Do we know how far that house is to the back line?
Which one? This one? Or
On the
one-
143, 115 on the satellite map.
It's got to be.
No, I do not know.
Does that look like 20 feet?
No.
I'm just saying because that's where we're pushing it back to, right? Closer to this house. Right here.
Well, we're letting him move
No, he's moving further up.
further front.
He's gonna be moving a foot further
Closer to
front.
Oak Path,
Okay.
to the front, away from that house.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, have a seat. We'll open up public comment period. Lance, you got a comment?
Yeah, I just have a comment on the satellite picture. It looks like everything may be off a little bit. It looks like everything needs to be shifted to the left. So that's why everything kind of looks off. Because you can tell of other houses that's there, like on lots, 145, 19, you can see it's hugging the line, and I don't think that's the case. I think everything needs to be shifted over.
So what you're saying is your line's off.
The lines are off.
Okay. Get the map department on that. Okay, open it up for public comment period. Anybody has anything for or against this variance, please come forward. Nobody rushing to the podium, going once. All right, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to move that we accept as written. I think due to the odd shape of the back part of this lot, 1 foot is acceptable so that he can build the house.
Okay,
I'll second that as well.
we'll let Mike go on that. All right, I got a motion by Ms. Kathy Dizzler, accept as written with the 1 foot variance. Second by Mr. Mike Bro. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. All right, next zoning review ID, 2314.13. Lot 2-A for the Robert W. Wilson Estate for Joanne Wilson, located on the south side of North Robert Wilson Road, approximately 400 feet west of Robert Wilson Road. Well, that was an easy one to say. Anybody representing this one, please come forward.
Ellen Jackson with McLean and Associates, representing the Robert Wilson Estate, asking for the variance as written.
So tell us what you're trying to do.
Well, we're asking for a variance to create this lot with the new zoning when it was rezoned to L1, and his the owner of this 2A1, in a succession, this lot was given to him, but it was only given an 80 by 100 foot lot. So we're just trying to create this lot. They never drew a map, so we're just trying to make the lot legal. But since this zoning has been changed, he doesn't meet, the criteria for this zoning. So we're just asking for a variance of a 1 acre lot.
Okay, so you're not changing anything on the lot.
No.
You got 2 residents. You're just trying to clear up the plot plan.
Yes.
That's to conform with the terms of the will, right?
Right.
Yes.
And then there's no way to divide it up where it would meet zoning there.
Well,
Giving him an
it-
80 by 100.
They gave him 80 by 100.
Yeah, so they don't have a choice.
Okay.
And instead of the 80 by 100, they're giving him 160 by 100. So it is a little larger.
So the person giving is still going to stay at 2A2? And he's just carving out the 2A1?
We're just carving out the 2A1. When he did the will, they never created a map. So we're just trying to draw a map to give him his lot so it can be legal.
Okay.
The property was never really subdivided. It was just in a term of will, 80 by 100.
But is there anything magic about the medium intensity residential?
Was it anything? What?
Your application mentions a residential medium intensity zoning.
That was the zoning prior to this L1.
That's
It
why.
would have, it's large enough for that. That's why, we did the.
Just go back to the way it was.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? All All right, have a seat. We'll open up public hearing. Anybody has anything to say for or against this variance, please come forward. Going once? All right, go on and close the public hearing. Do I hear a motion?
I move we accept the application as stated.
I'll second that.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Bill Lee, second by Mr. Mike Bro. All those in favor?
Aye.
And that was to accept. Okay, so that motion accepted. Next zoning review ID 2325.13, lot 33A for Bayou Terrace Estates for Jimmy Galter Jr., located on the south side of Bayou Terrace Drive, approximately 14,000 feet or 2.65 miles west of LA Highway 22. Anybody for doing this variance, please come forward.
Good evening. My name is Jimmy Gauche, and what I'm requesting is to build a shop on lot 33A, and I'm requesting a variance of 40 foot instead of the 55-foot setback. This is across from my house, my residence, lot 33 on Bayou Terrace, and it's primarily swamp over there. I've got the clearance to develop 165 feet of that. I've since filled in the last 9 years, 100 feet of that. So I'm looking to build a shop now and not add any additional fill material and set the building at 40 foot off the center line of the road. That will be the very front of the building, which includes a 15-foot patio on the front. Okay. And this will be equal to the neighbor on the left if I'm standing in the building, which he is 40 foot off the center line of the road.
Okay.
Do you have any comments from the neighbor on the other side?
The neighbor on the right side did get a variance. He is 50 foot off the center line of the road.
Yes.
So I remember these names, but I think the other one on the other side probably got one too.
Yeah,
he's been there quite a while, so he may have been there before the changes in the setbacks.
No, we pretty much, I thought, gave everybody a variance on that side of that
really?
street.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of them.
I've been here for 10 years, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we gave everybody across that street on that one. So I asked you a question: is it built yet?
No,
Because
sir.
you're probably nervous from the previous one that we did not.
No,
So
I
it hadn't been
had a
built
variance
yet.
when I built my house in 2004, so I understand the process.
Okay.
Plus,
Okay, just check. All right. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, have a seat. We open up public comment period.
Thank you.
If you have anything to say for or against this variance, please come forward. All right, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to move that we accept, just for the very reason we just discussed. We've given everybody on that side of the road a variance due to the unique swamp-like features of it.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Yeah, I'll second that, Brad.
All right. Got a motion by Ms. Kathy Desdare, second by Mr. Mike Bro to accept the variance as written. All those in favor? All right, motion's accepted. And the variance is passed. All right, next zoning review ID. 2326.13, lot C-3 of the William Blair property for Jesse Argrave Jr., located on the west side of Hackberry Lane, approximately 1,200 feet south of LA Highway 74. Anybody here to talk about this variance?
How y'all doing? I'm Jesse Hargrave. The lot's only 90 feet wide, and I'm asking for a variance of 10 foot, because with the road that is in front of me and the back property line, I don't have much to work with trying to build a house.
I had a question about the lots, say, lot 44 through 48 of the Oak Alley Estates that back up to your property.
Yes, sir.
Do they have trailers close to your property line? You're backing up closer to their property line, are you not?
Yes, sir. for whatever reason, whenever I got it surveyed, my lot, it's got a line running through the center of it saying that I have to be 20 feet from the property line, where all my family, that's all family land I'm living on, and y'all may say different, but I'm pretty sure that on the survey papers, I think they got, every lot except for mine can be within 10 or possibly 15 feet, I'm not sure. But for whatever reason, I'm supposed to be 20 foot off. I have no reason. I don't know why.
How old are those houses? Do you know?
30 and 40 years old.
Yeah,
Okay,
they've been
that's
there a while. Is there already a residence on there?
I've been living there for right around 14 years.
Okay. I see. Is this 2 lots or 1 lot? On this map right here, you got just a guardrail here and then C3 here. So is it like both of them together?
No, just the
Or just-
dark imprint. What you got between your fingers is what I'm wanting to build on.
Okay. But are there 2 trailers right
That's
here?
my brother right there. Also, he's on my little lot.
Okay, so you're removing this
Right.
and building a house there.
That's right.
Is there a ditch right there, 2?
There's a little small drainage just between the 2 trailers.
Okay.
And so you're removing your trailer,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's where you're going to build your house.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
your brother owns the other lot?
No, ma'am.
You own it?
He's kind of sitting between his parents and my land. He got his he's right in the middle.
Oh, so he straddled the property
That's
line?
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And you're looking for the front. It's kind of positioned weird, so that's what I was trying to see. Front 27 feet, rear 9 feet. So this is rear. Feet. Front 27 feet. You what? No, I think this is 9. Front would be considered Hackberry Lane. Side. And this is 9 here. 7 here.
And there's no way you can build a house 55 feet from the line.
No. It's all building line.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Have a seat. Closing public comment. No, opening public comment period. Do I have anybody to say anything for or against this variance? Please come forward.
My name is Jim Major. I reside at 12372 Oak Alley, Lot 48. So
Okay.
I really came here tonight just to try to figure out what the variance was for and how it was going to affect my property. So this is the first time I've heard that he wants to build a house there. If the house is going to be on the same footprint as the trailer, I really don't have a problem with that. But if it's going to be closer to me, then yeah, I do have a problem with it. Because I only have about 6 foot invested there, so. Guess I'm not really sure. I haven't seen a clear picture of what the property looks like. I looked on your website, but I couldn't find any drawings or anything.
I think the trailer that you're across from is his brother's. So that's going to still be there.
Yeah.
The trailer, like if you were coming out of your lot, the trailer to the right.
Like
is
behind lot
his.
46 is that trailer that he's looking at replacing for a house.
I'm living in now. I'm gonna stay living in it until the house is built. I'm gonna be on the back side of the trailer trailer, you know, going further towards.
Like around lot 44?
Yeah.
Yeah, about.
If you live closer to my brother, I don't.
Yes.
Well, there's
Yeah.
actually nothing behind me. Yeah, if I look out my back door or my patio, I'm looking at a guy with a blue, I don't know what you call it, a little tin up and all that in a shed over there.
Blue tent.
Yeah, a blue top tent sits there all the time. Sometimes it's got a boat or a motorcycle under.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just,
Yeah,
I didn't have a real good, I don't have the plot plan, so I can't tell how it's going to affect my,
Yeah.
my
And
piece
there's,
of property.
even after the house is built, there's still 9 feet between the back of the house to the property line. So there's still about 9 feet there. But it doesn't look like it's going to be right behind y'all.
No, it's actually behind my neighbor, I believe.
And to me, it looks like it's going to be the same distance back as the trailer. I don't see it much more further back than what the trailer is already.
All right, and I don't have an issue. Now, the boss is sitting right there. She may have an issue.
We're glad you recognize that.
All right. Anybody else? Public comment period? All right. Closing public comment period. Discussion, motion.
I'm going to move that because of the just narrowness of this lot, that really without a variance, the only thing he would be able to put on it is a mobile home. So I'm going to move that we accept it as written and requested because of the shape of the lot. I think it's the only way he's going to be able to get a house on this lot.
Okay. Kathy has a motion to accept as written.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion has been approved. Variance has been approved. Thank you. Next variance review ID, 2327.13, Lot 16 of Arrowhead subdivision for Lawrence Bennett, located on the north side of Arrowhead Drive, approximately 300 feet west of Bro Road. Somebody here to this variance?
Yes, I'm Lawrence Bennett. We're asking for the variance as written. The building is already built, and we did not know we had to have a second variance. We went before the councilman before we built the building or anything, and we got one for, I think it was for the drainage, which was decreased from 15 to 7, and this came up later on the 20-foot variance. And I had a signed letter from I went to all my neighbors first and asked them, did they have a problem with the building? They said no. So then the next thing I went to the parish, and they told me that I had to come before and get a variance on the utilities and everything. So all our utilities run on the front of the property, and we have big properties. The closest house I got to me is 30 feet, and the farthest one is like 200, one of my neighbors. So on the back side, we just asking for the variance as written.
How old is the house?
The house is, I think, 30 years old.
What would the variance for after 30 years?
No, my house, the building I
This is a
built in the back
building.
is 3 years. It's since they approved the variance in the back. They told me I was able to build my building. And I didn't know I had to have a second variance.
But you built your building 3 years ago?
Yes, sir.
And you're just needing a variance now? After 3 years? Why'd that come up?
I don't know if it was constructed 3 years ago, but basically what happened is that the building was constructed, it was built into the servitude. So he wanted to, and at that time it was 10 feet from the property line. First, you cannot grant variances on servitude, so he had to go through the board, had to go through the council to revoke that. He did that. He did not know that he had to come back here to get another variance, or to get a variance to reduce it from 20 feet to 10 feet. So at this time, this is where he's at. He's gotten his variant, his servitude reduced from 15 feet to 7.5, but now he still needs to come through this through you to allow him to let that building stay on the property at the 10 feet. instead
the
of 20.
council already approved
They approved the-
7.5.
Right. They
From
reduced
for the drainage.
They reduced. They didn't reduce the setback. They
Yeah,
reduced the servitude.
I understand that.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, he needs a permit now because now he's running electricity to it, and at this time, that's when everything kicked in.
Okay.
So that's how it got found for the variance. Hang on.
So you're 10 foot off the rear setback, and that's where the problem lies. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. And really, the closest thing to my building in the back is a shed from my neighbor's property, and that's like 30 feet.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, have a seat. Open it up for public comment period. Anybody has anything to say for or against this zoning variance, please come forward. Anybody talking? Come on. If you're sitting there, you want to know, come on up front.
My question is, my name is Kathy Thompson, and my question is, facing his house where the shed is, we don't have a problem with the shed. My only concern is, I'm on the left side, we're on the left side of it, which is causing it to overflow into our property line. I'm like the young man before me, it's like, how would that affect us, if we should have to, if we should need to do something at a later date?
Okay, when you're saying overflow into your property, what are you asking?
We had a survey done
Okay.
a couple of months ago, and the way it was done, it was like it's coming out, but it's like his side is coming over to our side. So it's like we don't have a problem with the building being there, but like the other day, the parish was coming in to cut a drainage, but it was our property that they were cutting on because they thought it was his property. And that's the concern that I have. We don't have a problem. Like I said, the building is fine.
Yeah.
But my concern is, will I drive up in my driveway one day and have my landscape disfigured? Well, not so much landscape, but my property.
You probably just need to call Public Works and see where they were doing their ditch. Because it
And-
probably just needs to go down the property line.
Right, and where they're accessing the ditch from.
Yeah.
From the back by the building, because it's like when it rains now, the water sets there. But we didn't have that problem before.
What we're doing tonight is no
Right,
different for you
right.
because the building's already built.
Right.
Okay, so all we're doing is allowing that to be legal paperwork so he can get electricity to that
That's
building.
fine.
That's
That's
all
fine.
we're doing tonight.
Very good.
Anything else, you just need to talk to like the Public Works. If it was a ditch dug or something like that, just call the Public Works Department.
Okay.
And you might want to get them to just look at the water sitting there to see if there's something they can do.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Cool. All right. Any other? All right. Closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I move we accept the variance request as written.
All right.
I'm going to second it since he's already went to the council and they approved it and, well, the.
Got a motion to approve as written by Mr. Bill Lee, second by Mrs. Kathy Desdeer. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Last zoning review ID, 2329.13, lot 1111, Oaks on the Bluff, second filing for Michael and Misty Bonifay, located on the west side of Bluff Pass Drive, approximately 500 feet south of Oak Park Avenue. Street names get. Yep, must be the last one here.
Yeah.
Completely unopposed, apparently.
It must. It's going to be a good night for you.
Yeah, Michael Bonfanny here.
Okay.
You were close on the name. Thanks, Lance, for getting us on the agenda. Really, ours is fairly simple. We're in a cul-de-sac lot. It's actually a T, and so we're giving up 25 feet in the frontage, and then from that 25 feet, we have the setback for the parish. Oh, I got my iPad. We've got the setback from the parish beyond that, so we're 50 feet back versus 25 feet for everybody else on our street. And then what we're asking for is the setback in the back is 20 feet. And we really, I don't know if you guys have a set of our plans up there, but it's really just a small point of our garage actually goes into that setback. And so it's not even a whole building or anything like that. It is a corner of a storage facility, storage room.
Okay. Lance, didn't we make new rules for T-turnarounds?
Yes, we did, and he can move it up, but then if he moves it up, then on the left-hand side, he'd be encroaching on that. So where he's at is probably the best fit that it can be on with the home.
Okay. Yes. We kind of thought we had taken care of the T-turnaround so that we wouldn't have to do every T-turnaround in the parish. So that's why I was asking.
Fair enough.
Okay, and I guess I have a question. Is it only in the rear? Because I see some circles on other drawings there. In the front, and then I see 3 little circles, like
No,
he
this-
might be coming to.
Somebody had
close.
fun with a red pen.
Is it only the red in the back that he
Yes,
needs?
it's just the red in the back. He was just, the person that reviewed it was probably Mark, is that he just made sure that was
Okay.
being checked off, so he just
Well,
circles that.
I didn't want him to have to come back
I understand, me
again
either.
and ask us for the others.
Whose signature's review for code compliance? Just make us nervous with red pens circling everywhere.
That actually was me on
Oh.
on paint. I didn't know you actually had that drawing. I gave that to my
Yeah.
builder. I suppose he
Yes.
just forwarded it on. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
this
the
one with all the red corners circled.
Maybe that wasn't me. I'm not entirely sure.
No, it was a stamp review for code compliance, building department, and then he signed it.
No, that was not me.
That was us. He was just making sure when he circled those that it meets the
Yeah.
requirements.
Okay, just wanted to make
double
sure.
check himself.
Okay. Do I hear a motion? Oh wait.
You gotta close
Any other questions?
Well, open it up. His wife might want to come and
Question?
speak.
She may.
We know her now.
All right, have a seat. We got to open up the public comment period. Anybody like to speak for or against this variance? Please come forward. You want to at least talk for it? You can go against it if you want. Okay. All right, closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'm going to move that we accept as written due to the extremely unique shape of this lot.
All right. Do I hear a second?
Yes, sir. I'll second that.
All right. Okay. Got a motion to approve as written by Ms. Kathy Desideer, second by Mr. Mike Bro. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion is approved and variance approved. Thank you. All right. Any old business? I don't think we got any old business. All right.
We need your
New
commercial.
business. Oh yeah, we're talking about new members. We currently are missing a member, so if anybody out there in the audience would like to come and be on the Board of Variance, please see Patrice at the parish or Lance. Give them a call. You can reach them at the parish. Okay, tell them you'd like to be on the Board of Adjustments because it's so fun. Okay, you get to deny everything or approve everything. And it's only like 1 hour. How long are we?
We're at 1
Hour and a half?
10 minutes.
Oh, hour and 10 minutes. Okay, we're not long like the other planning and zoning board that's all night long. Yeah, we're only an hour. Sometimes we're only 15 minutes. Okay, so a month. So come and join us on our board.
And
Thank you.
remind them about the parties you hold.
Oh yeah, wild parties. Yeah. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bill Lee, second by Mr. Mike. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We adjourned.